Hi everybody, this is Liz with 143 Handmade, and I'm here today to do a little bit of a craft haul with you. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and afterwards we went shopping, and we went over to Hobby Lobby and grabbed a little bit of craft paint. And we're going to be making some papers with that in a bunch of different ways for my junk journaling. And then, but I also found this. This was some fat quarters. 5 neutral homespun fat quarter bundles for $5. So this is a yard and a quarter for the $5. So it wasn't, spectacular deal or anything, but I still, got me some fat quarters to play with. I usually don't buy pre-cuts, honestly, and so I got a little bit excited to find some on sale, and And then there was this one. This is a fat quarter as well. It was also on sale for $1. And I mean, it's just super cute little cameras. And I thought I could fussy cut some of them out. I could use it, in so many different ways, in the journaling, junk journaling, but also in my sewing. And as far as the junk journaling goes, the little card that they wrap it around, that's a free journal card right there. Let's see, look, here's a free tag. Just gotta look at your packaging as a whole as just supplies, man. They're giving you all kinds of free supplies, you don't even know it. And and then I found this in the remnants area. Just how cute is that? My son, who just is recently engaged, and she has 2 daughters who are 4 and 8 or 5 and 8, 5 and 8. I'm sorry, it's very, very new. They're very cute, and we've unfortunately we haven't got to spend a huge amount of time together, but enough that I'm very excited about starting to make stuff for them and blankets and whatnot. And I missed out on the baby phase, but still gonna be a good Oma and make them all kinds of stuff. So, because Oma is what they have chosen to call me, because they already have several sets of grandparents due to steps and in-laws, and I'm not exactly sure. I was a little confused, but Oma is unique and was not taken, so that is what I get to be. And so, but then I went over, and these bright orange tags, there's a reason that they're bright orange. Let's just say that. They very much get your attention. But I mean, who can't use more paintbrushes for $2? And I did not have this one. The number 10 round is what I went looking for. And I could buy a single number 10 round. I mean, it had the much longer handle, and which I do prefer, but in some ways, but for on camera, the shorter handles work much better. And but I could buy the single for like $15, or I could get this set that has all these other awesome rounds and fine liners and all kinds of stuff in it for $2. So we got that, and this one I picked up and put down and picked up and put down several times, and then my husband eventually just picked it up and put it in the cart. And when he does that, I don't argue, right? And then I found this semi-moist watercolor cakes, 36 colors for $10. And, I realize that this is, Master's Touch, so they're probably not, as good as some of the high dollar, pro brands and all. But I'm just a beginner. This will be just great for me and my junk journaling. I may never need to upgrade from that. And then I've been doing some slow stitching, excuse me, and so I've been watching some slow stitching videos, and from Susan Hiles Art is one in particular, and she was just talking about how much she absolutely loves slow stitching with the pearl cotton. Well, I just finished hand stitching a quilt for my son, which you guys will see that soon. I put up I'm getting started video, and I was gonna do more along the way, but I had so much of a headache with the frame that it literally fell apart on me, and that's a whole nother story. You'll get that in that full video when I show the finished quilt, because the hand stitching part is done now. I just have to bind it, and you'll get to see I was going to do a video outside with it hanging up in the sunlight and all pretty. Because I'm proud. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but I am proud. It's and but so while I was doing that, though, I was watching some slow stitching videos, and they were going on and on about this pearl cotton and how nice it is to stitch with. Now, I have not actually tried this yet. I just got it last night, but I can tell just by the feel of it. Like, they're right. It's going to be fabulous to stitch with. And I wish that I had had this to do his blanket in, and I will, next time I do a hand-stitched quilt, which won't be for a while, but next time I do, I will definitely be doing it with the pearl cottons instead of the embroidery floss. Definitely. And then we went over to Walmart, or let's see, I think I got this at Hobby Lobby too, but I got some elastic to do a hummingbird, I think it's called a hummingbird scrub cap. I don't know, I have very long, very thick hair, and I can never find any hats that fit correctly. Like, it never works. Even baseball caps, they just don't fit me right with how I want them to around my hair. And so I have to make my hats, and I've made several. Some are absurd, but they protect my head, so, But I'm going to try and up my game there a little bit, and I saw a really cute one, but needed elastic, and I did not have any that was correct. It was none that was small enough. All the elastic I had was from my mom and my grandma and all them. None of it was skinny. It was all like inch wide, like waistband stuff. So got that. That's an upcoming project. And then I have some red journals coming up as a red journal series. And so I wanted some more red ribbon for that, because it's not usually my taste, but I did some folios, and I just happened to throw a bunch of red stuff together to tuck into one, and realized that I actually do have a fair amount of red stuff. And so, since it's not my favorite, I thought I would do a red journal series where I can consume most of my red stuff and move on. And so we got some more red ribbon, and because these were such a good deal, these were only like 50 cents. And right next to this was the greens, and I want to do I'm going to be doing some Christmas journaling here soon. I'm starting my Christmas crafts, and so I'm going to be making some of the little bows that you make with like a fork, and I will try and do a process video on that one. That one's gonna be a little bit hard to figure out how to hold the fork under the camera. And then I got this fabric over at Walmart, and for my niece, I made her a bedspread and quilt, and this was one of the fabrics in it. And so this year I'm going to make her a whole set of pillows to match, pillows and pillowcases to match. And so I needed a little bit more fabric. And I got ridiculously happy when I found these. I know it's a silly thing, but the pandemic, things have been hard to come by, and things that you used to always be able to go to the store and find, you suddenly can't, and you didn't even realize they were important, until you just couldn't find them anymore. That's kind of how these little rosettes were. Like, I didn't really realize like how big of a deal it would be to me to have to substitute this, because I make angel ornaments, ribbon angel ornaments. I have a video on it, and I plan to do another one this year when I actually make them. And I had used up all of my little roses like this, and haven't been able to find any anywhere, for a reasonable price. I mean, you can find them some online, but I don't know. It was very different to go into, my Walmart and see them just right there on the shelf for only a couple bucks. And I got ridiculously happy that it has this terrible, well, I guess it's not terrible. It's my son made a good point when I said that to him. He said, no, it's pretty. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And see, it's that peach color. And, for those of you that remember, back in the 80s, some very misguided people, painted walls this color. And then, like, put teal couches in front of them and stuff of that nature. And So when I see these, that's what I imagine. See this color. So it has a very, nostalgic kind of color, trigger, memory trigger for me. Yeah, but it's just I love this color for that reason. It's absolutely beautiful in this little rose and in journals and stuff, but on walls, not so beautiful. And this orange or this gold color, it's yellow, but it's kind of goldy. But I don't know. It just seemed like the colors just hit a very nostalgic spot for me, and that had not been the case when I had found these little rosettes online. And it could just be because it was through the computer screen as opposed to it's in person. It could be that they were the wrong colors. I don't know, but I was just very excited. And so there will be that video coming out soon. So thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to check out my links below if you were looking for me elsewhere.